uh, webinar. His name is Jaideep Patel. He is senior front-end developer at F22 Labs, Chennai. And today's our topic is introduction to tailwind CSS. Right? It is
Yeah,
brief description about the CSS. So you can continue. Thank you, sir.
thank you very much. Hello, good morning all. Today's our topic is tailwind CSS. So tailwind CSS is basically a CSS framework like Bootstrap, but nowadays in most of the companies they are using Tailwind. They switch to Bootstrap to Tailwind. Tailwind is very flexible compared to Bootstrap. You can design your website whatever you want with Tailwind. It is very customizable. Uh, there are some headache in the second version, but from third version they can give you more flexibility. So today we will start with Tailwind CSS. So let's start. Okay. So first of all, you need to install Tailwind CLI in your local. We can use Tailwind with any framework like React.js, Next.js, and Vue, and we can use it with a simple HTML file also. So today I'll show you how to use it with a simple HTML file. So for the first, we have to install some npm packages for Tailwind. Okay, and then created one Tailwind init file. Okay, after that you have to change the source in the tailwind.config.js file because like that it will not file. Then third step is to just copy paste this three-line code in your CSS file. It's a whole Tailwind CSS. Okay. Then you have to write. You have to start the uh, your project. For that, you have to write this command npx tailwind CSS in your terminal and good to go. Okay. Here is the one of HTML how to use it. We will see it later. Now I'll give you the simple introduction of Tailwind CSS. Okay. Let's start with margin padding. Search margin and here you go. Margin. So in CSS you have to put some margin padding. You can put it in pixel, in IM, and in EM, and in percentage also. So here it describes some basic classes like Bootstrap, like M040 margin, MPX for 1 pixel, and then it go to M0.5 for 2 pixel, M1 for 4 pixel, right? And it converted automatically into the IM, like so on. There are some by default they are present. If you there is no for 3 pixel, right? So if you want to uh, use 3 pixel in margin or padding in anywhere, so just you have to convert this 3 pixel into the REM and use this directly use like this. Okay. In big open bracket you can write 3 pixel, 5 pixel, whatever, and it will integrate into your code. If you want to, this is only for one time, but if you want many times, like in anywhere you used to use it, so that time you can declare it in your module, like in config file, and you can directly use it from here. Second thing is the padding. So margin is for the box outer and padding is for the box inner side. So the same is it. Functionality is same, but for inner side. Okay. Then we can yeah. So here there is a many classes as per the CSS. So let's we start with the screens. If you uh, we can use for for with responsiveness, we use many screens in real time. If we creating a website, then it not only for the desktop but it for mobile and tablet and desktop PC, even for the television, etc. And there are many screen sizes. So mostly you code for that, like maximum screen size, minimum screen size, and maximum width and that thing. Okay, but there is one headache because it's very confusing when you use max, when you use mean, and that other thing. But with tailwind CSS, they describe some by default screen sizes like SM, MD, LG, XL, and 2XL. 2XL for 1536 pixel, XL for 1280 pixel, LG for 1024 pixel, MD for 768 pixel, mainly for tablet, and SM for 640 pixel. Below SM is for the mobile devices. So you can for you can directly use screen sizes here and not to go with media query. Okay, so it's and for the colors you can there are many by default colors you can show here, and like you can use any one of them. But if you want to your customized color, then you can add directly in a big bracket. Okay, uh, yeah, directly in big bracket or in the config file like this. Hence, there are then spacings, like you can discuss spacing by your there are plugins and presets. Now we go with the what's that? Columns, right? So if you want to design any gallery, that time you need these columns to describe to display like this. If for mobile for desktop it's three column, and you use breakpoints like SM, and you only for one column for SM, two column for LG, you can edit like this. Okay, so there is many classes like break after, break before, break inside. These are basically the uh, CSS class. There are CSS and they wind up into the classes and everyone sugarcoat it. Okay, uh, next one is this like object fit. Like for the images, if you fit the image in your whole container, then you have to write this object cover. If you write to uh, in container image sizes as per the image size, then you use object contain, then object fill, and there are many classes like scale down and reduce the size of image. Then is the object position, like object bottom, center, left bottom. There are many overflow, like if you design something at that time text overflow, and you have to hidden it, then that time to you use it. Otherwise sometimes some issue of margin and padding in the whole website, that time you can use this overflow. Okay, this is the position. It's a most important class of CSS. When you use in one scenario, like you have to create one header with the links, and that time you want to fix it in the top, that time to use this type of fields. Like in static it's static, in fixed it's fixed. For in a screen, like absolute, it absolute means it's relative to the any its parent div, and you can justify your design, like if you want to create a button and in top of center and top of your contact, then give a class to your container a relative, and a button class absolute top top 0 and in the middle, so it goes to the top of middle. and this is the sticky way. So uh, when scroll works, the time is stick to the one place. Yeah, this is the top right, bottom left. It's like insert zero. It's for top right, bottom 0 0 position and the type of like like this. Next is visibility, visible or hidden. Right. Then Z index, it's overlay effect. Basically, this is the flexbox. Flexbox is mostly used flexbox. So we have flex basics, flex direction. Flex direction means you have to display your content in the row, in reverse row. Okay, like this. In column, in reverse column, etc. Flex wrap. Suppose you have you have three boxes like this, and if you want to it, you give property like flex justify center item center, then it will display in the center of the your web page. But if the size is big and then here is this scroll bar, if you don't want this scroll bar, then you can use this flex spread, and your third component will render in the below of the first component. So you can use like this. Okay, this is the flex property, flex grow, flex ring. So these are many more properties of flex. Then there is a grid column. It's similar to flex, but mainly it is used when you display the images or creating the gallery. Because in flex property, there are no limitations for the width. Okay, but here there is a limitation with width, because if you want to display four, then if you use flex wrap in it render to the, if your size is not fixed in the your web page or in the screen, then other component it render below the uh, first component or second component. But if you use grid columns and gap and that type of thing, then will fix to the size and reduce the component size. Right? It's a means we describe here grid column 4 means there are 4 column, and therefore means this gap is 4. 4 is basically in tailwind, 4 is basically for the 16%. Okay, so this type of there are like this, okay. There is justify content. So justify content is basically to justify your content like in the center, start, end, and between, around, evenly. In we have given some examples. So like if you put justify start, then it starts from this uh, start component start. Center means it's rendering the center of the component. End means it's end of the component. Between means first component is in the start, second component is the end, and middle component is in the middle. Same with the justify around, but it puts some space from the start and end. You can do it in horizontal or vertical, both. Just to need to for vertical way, you just need to clarify the flex row, and for the horizontal, you just need to clarify the flex column. Yeah, so this is the flex properties. It's same as with the align items. So in align items, there are item center, item end, item center, baseline, stretch. So here there are different classes for it, and there are different examples for it. Okay, so this is okay. We saw the padding and margin here. Then there is a width means width of your component. You can describe 1 pixel or 1 rem, 4 rem, 1.25 rem, 20 pixel directly with these classes. Okay, and if you want it in percentage, then there are width 1 by 2 means width 50% of your component, and if you use it directly in the container, then it's 50% of your screen. Like 1/3 4 33.33%, 2/3 4 66%, like this. And there are, yeah, and double screen is for the 100% of your view width. Like if your width is if your mobile width is 400 pixel, then it take the whole width. And if your laptop screen size is around 1440 pixel, then it the whole width of your screen. Like if you want to customize it, then you can. There are two ways. Let's say like you can customize it from your module.exports in the config file, or in the indirect you can directly use to like this. Uh, if you want, if you there is only one or two scenarios where we use to customize it, then this type of approach is good. But want to if you want your width in most of the components, like if you have button or any boxes in all your website with the same width, then you can describe it in this config file and it will work. Okay, it's okay. Next is the minimum width. Minimum width means like if you don't describe any width, then div text with like it's a content size, right? It's in a div width. But if you describe the minimum width, like minimum width is 100 pixel, then if there is no content or not anything, or if the size is small, that time minimum width is 50 pixel by default. So it's minimum width, and this is the maximum width. If content is more than 50, if you describe maximum width is 100 pixel in content and DAV size is more than 100 pixel, then it cut the cut the other content and shrink the size of DAV. Same with the height, minimum height and maximum height. Okay, same family. Then you can describe the font family. There are some by default font families here, but if you use Google font and etc., then just need to integrate your Google Fonts link or any custom fonts. You have to download it with your custom fonts and integrate into your code, and then describe it here. Okay, then it will work fine. Or if you want to use only one or two times, then you can describe it in like this directly in class with operator. Okay, next is the font size. It's basically for the sizes. There are pre-default by default some font sizes like XM, SM, Base, LG, XL2, XL3, XL4, XL up to 9XL. Okay, but if you have some, but you want like six inches for the base, 16 pixel or one area. But if you want 17 pixel, then there is no by default class for the 17 pixel. Then you can write in the open bracket. Okay, so there is font smoothing, font style, like italic, non-italic, font weight. Like you can use bold, semi-bold, extra bold, like this. There are thin, extra light, and so on. Okay, letter spacing. Letter spacing is basically for the letter spacing is basically for the this one. The spacing between the letter. The line height, this style text align. Text align is for the text left, center, or right, or just like the text color. Means you want to. There are some by default classes for the color. You can directly implement from here, or if you want any another, then you have to declare into the open bracket. Then text decoration. Yeah, there are many. Uh, there are many different types of text properties. Okay, and then there is a background. You want to background image, background color, like that. Okay, like this. If you want to create a button, and button's background is suppose indigo, and you directly use this class. Yes, these are the different background properties. Okay, and then the border. If you want to create some border radius like 4 pixel, 6 pixel, 8 pixel, that time to use directly the standard MD, LG full and rounded full for the round. There are some box shadow effect, like if you want to shadow your boxes like this, shadow to XL, that time you use directly this pixel. You don't want to But if you want some customized shadow, then directly declare it in the config file or add like this in OpenWriter. There are box shadow colors, opacity, explained mode, background mode. There are different properties for the action level. There are blur, brightness, contrast, grayscale, etc. Okay, so this is the basically for the there is a scale, rotation, translate. Rotation means you have to rotate your images or DLB, etc. for on the basis of decay. So there are you can check out here. There are many multiple CS properties. Most of the all of the properties are here. Expect some are missing, but all are here. So most of you can use this. Okay, so now let's start how to integrate it. Okay, I'll give you an example. Okay, let's start it. Copy this command. Okay, go to your folder, open a terminal, and just put it like this. And download the NPM. And second is the for the second line for the creator config file. So just right click here, and you can see here you have created a window config.js. Move the quick stack and replace with this text. Like this is a content source because of we have to tell this file to where is the content and what is this extension and because of that type here content like this. If you use with another files or with another, then you have to modify this syntax. Then copy these three lines. This is the basically the tailwind tailwind whole classes and create a source folder source let input the css. Okay, so put it and for this start and explore the classes, copy this command. Okay, so you can see there is a listen function and this is how to. So basically there is your css with the whole tailwind css files. You can directly call here, call it from here. Now let's create. We have let's create a HTML index file. And now let's check. Open with live server. Yeah. Now it works fine. It uh, remove the with underline tag. Right. Okay. Now let's create a one body. Okay. Mm, I'll use flex property. It's a, now all the screen is done. Our whole screen is our clearly. So if we describe anything here, then it will go in the center of our web page. Like if we describe and you look it's in the like we have what that's item center and if we describe here another big box with that's 40 and BT is black oh, and right here present and describe some classes like phone text bold like this. If you want it, this is in the row form. If you want it in the horizontal form, then right, flat space, column. So it will like this. Now this eraser in the same, but the color is black, so font color, text color. We use text color white. Yeah, in the same. If you write here, it is like that's it. But if you want it in the center of that, then use this flex property. Center, next of one, center, center. You can describe here like menu. So we have four. Select one, select two, three, four. If you do some margin here, like this margin, five. Oh, sorry. You have to give it here. If you want this into the flex row, you describe here. This is the you can describe here like breakpoints if you want to like if we use LG and flex text column and media property applied here for the LG means approx 1024 it's 1024 if you say check here start with it and if you put here 1024 little yeah, so yeah okay so that's all. Hello. Thank you for the session. That's all. This is the tailwind CSS. You can use it with any framework or with core HTML files. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jaydeep sir. We,
Thank you.